This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Aaron Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Live from Los Angeles, we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We also come together as a community in New Thought Global and Society. We truly believe that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together we are awakening 1 billion people. So let's do this thing, you guys. We're on Universal Law of Perfection, which is a series of 52, which this one is 13 of 52. So obviously the only law of the universe is cause and effect, the cause of spirit, consciousness, divine, God, your higher self, and the effect. But all these universal laws that we're teaching are understanding the different distinctions of how you are manifesting 24/7 with the power of consciousness, with your beingness, with your belief, how you be and live, and how that is informing your subconscious mind and the subjective mind, the one divine mind, and how it goes out and reflects back exponentially. So today let's talk about Universal Law of Perfection. There's a great book by Gabby Bernstein called The Universe Has Your Back. Gabby states, "Trust that your wounds are exactly as the universe planned. They were divinely placed in your life in the perfect order so that you can show up for them with love and remember the light within." So there's a saying in spirituality that people say, "Oh, it's all good. It's all God." And it's like, what do you mean? How can someone having cancer, how can a pandemic, how can people dying be all perfect? It can't be perfect. But it is from a spiritual perspective, because from a spiritual perspective, we're here to grow. We are not our bodies. We're not the circumstances. We're untouchable. We're eternal. We're immortal, right? So we have to look at life when we have that shift, when we tap in. And that's why I truly believe that the answer to all the suffering on this planet, all wars, all injustice, all brutality, is awakening to our oneness. Because when you awaken to the truth of who you are, you know that you can never die. You can never be touched. You can never be harmed. You can never have disease, because there's a part of you that is the truth of you, right? And so we have to recognize that all of life is for our awakening. It's all for our growth and understanding how to use our consciousness in form in this 3D realm. So in that light, life is all good. In that it is a calling. So anywhere that we are feeling suffering or feeling sadness or feeling like this is not just, then that is our call. That's our call to recognize that we have something to do. That is a desire. That is the divine desire that is saying, no, this is not what I want to experience. And this is good because it is telling me where my truth is and getting back in alignment. So the law of perfection at a spiritual level is that there's only perfection. There has to be only perfection, right? There's a divine order to the cosmos and a harmonic progression within every cause and effect. Life is unfolding perfectly. You are whole and complete exactly as you are. There's a statement in New Thought that says perfect God, perfect man, which I'm going to change that to perfect woman, and perfect being. Just joking. So there's a perfect mental equivalent to everything created in the physical universe designed for your awakening, okay? So we have to know, as we say, live your truth is, the tagline and my mantra of life, because it really is that I can tell in life if I am feeling out of sorts, if I'm not in total bliss, if I'm not totally in oneness and totally in fulfillment, that means that's my emotions speaking to me to get back to truth. So I have to look at life like everything is perfect because it is guiding me. It's guiding me to my truth. It's guiding me to heaven on earth. It's guiding me to that, right? So you're whole and complete exactly as you are. life is whole and complete as it is. The universe doesn't know anything that's good or bad. It doesn't see, harmony or destruction as good or bad. It just brings harmony to order, right? There is a law in the universe that brings things to order. And I think that we can look around today and see that this is what this really essentially the revolution that's happening, the great awakening of 2020, that it really is this law of perfection that's working its work, if you will, to bring order back to the world at some level. We're ready to grow to the next level, so it has to shake things up to break down for the breakthrough, right? So anytime that we're feeling like unkind to ourselves or feeling angst or feeling like we're resisting something in life, we know that what we resist persists, right? So we have to know the perfection instead of resisting what's happening in the world. It really doesn't do any good. It actually holds it in place. When we begin to shift and look at life like it's for me and not against me, then we begin to really restore the power that be. So I remember years ago, kind of looking at a situation. I was in a really kind of awful relationship, and I talk about it quite a bit. I was very codependent, and I landed up in a relationship with a kind of famous Grammy-winning addict, and it was quite the masterclass on this planet. And you know what? I send all blessings, and I know his divine presence, and I send blessings and love to him right now. But in that, I remember there was a point in time where I felt really the effect, and I was really had like almost PTSD from all the trauma. And I remember in the healing process, I remember being in prayer, and the thing that was resisting in it was that I realized that I still loved him, and I will always love for him. I had a profound love for him at some level. Could I be with him? No. But the point is that at that point in time, I had to recognize how he was a blessing in my life. That circumstance was a blessing. And so when we begin to shift to recognize that all of life is perfect, universal law of perfect, it has to be perfection, because it was the exact lesson that I needed in that point in time in my life. It was exactly what I needed to wake up to self-love and getting in alignment with my truth. And so it was perfect, right? Gabby Bernstein also says in her book, in every situation you have two choices. Will you learn through fear, or will you learn through love? Right? So will you learn? You're going to learn regardless, right? Hopefully anyway, that when we learn and we recognize life is really working for us to grow and to learn and to evolve and to become our highest version of ourselves. So when we look at it like that, we begin to shift and see everything as perfection. Right now, through Black Lives Matter and through everything going on the planet, at whatever level, there's a perfection of the mental equivalent of, police brutality, in that there is something for us all to awaken to that is even greater than what we know. I always think that, the harder life is, the more blessed you are in some ways, because it makes you get to divine source and know your immortality and immortality probably faster than someone who hasn't has as much suffering. And I think that's my perception, and that's that's my own, whatever. Everyone can have their own belief around this, but I know for sure that life is perfect, because there's always the perfect mental equivalent of what's going on in life. And the truth is that whatever is going on this planet, in your circumstances, in your relationships, in your health, in your wealth, and all the above, that there's always a mental equivalent in your individual, consciousness, and the collective consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. So we recognize the oneness and the perfection and the unfoldment for your highest good, for your growth, for your evolution. I simply know this in my mind. Let's take a deep breath into the nose and exhale and out. And so what I know for sure is that I recognize and see the perfection of all the heaven and hell on this planet. I recognize this divine perfection of this classroom that we're in, this master class, this incredible school here, this earth school, this human school. And I know right here and right now the perfection for my growth and for your growth and for everyone's growth, for them to recognize and see where and what they choose to experience and their individual choices of their use of energy and our collective choices And so may we align to the truth of what we truly want to experience. May we know the truth of who we are. May we play in this playground called life and see everything working for us and not against us. May we choose love and recognize that fear is only more growth. It is love as well. And so in this, I know perfection. I know the presence and I know the power that you are. As together we say, and so it is. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciety and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciety. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciety. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day and may you live your truth.